Hello and welcome to the section 10.2 lecture today. Today we're going to be focusing again on our variations of lines. We're actually going to look at just parallel lines today. And so I want to look at the writing of equations of parallel lines. Parallel lines, if we remember from yesterday, are lines that never cross. And it's actually more than that. That's just what we kind of want to think of it as. They never intersect, but more importantly, they never get any closer or farther away from each other. Because I have plenty of students that would argue, sure, I've got this blue and green line here. Well, this red line never crosses it. This red line never crosses either one of them. But it would eventually, right? If I continued that line, it would eventually cross both the blue and the green line. This red line is not perpendicular to the other two. So we're going to be looking at today what makes two lines parallel. I'm going to go ahead and say algebraically. And maybe we got the idea yesterday, but we're going to formalize that idea today. Let's use what we did last week and come up with the equations of these lines. So this one, the blue one, the top line, goes through positive 4, and it goes up 1 and over 2. Okay, that's the slope of this line. And its y-intercept is 4. So we can write the equation 1/2 x plus 4. In this other one, it goes through negative 2, and it also goes up 1 and over 2. And maybe you knew this going into it, maybe you didn't. It has a slope of up 1 over 2, and it has a y-intercept of negative 2. So we get the equation 1/2 x minus 2. And then for the final question, I wish I would have asked, what is the same in these equations? And that's what I want to look at. Equation-wise, what's the same? And it's the y equals 1/2 x. More formally, we'd say the slopes are the same. The slopes are equal. So to really answer kind of the first question that we had today, what makes two lines parallel? Equal slopes. And that's a big deal for today. Equal slopes make parallel lines. So if we want to write equations of parallel lines, I've got 4 examples here. I want to write the equation of a line that goes through 4, negative 2, and is parallel to y equals negative 1/4 x. So what that means is that I want my new line to have a slope of negative 1/4, and I want it to go through this point. Well, this is something that we did last week, and I'm going to write the equation negative 1/4 x. I'll start with x. Plus b. So I'm at this point that I know the slope and I know a point. I need to figure out the y-intercept. Plug my y in for y, my x in for x, and hopefully these work out better than some of the ones that I had last week. Negative 1/4 times 4 is negative 1, so I get negative 2 is equal to negative 1 plus b. I'll add 1 to both sides and get negative 1 equals b. So y equals negative 1/4 x minus 1. On the next one, I want it to be parallel to the line y equals 3/5 x minus 4. What you're going to find, the only thing I really care about is this right here, because that's going to be my new slope. And it goes through the point 5, negative 2. Let's go ahead and plug in 5, -2 and our new slope, 3/5. 3/5 times 5 is 3, because my 5's cancel. -2 is equal to 3 plus b. Subtract 3 from both sides, and we get -5 is equal to b. So our new equation of this new line that has a totally different point that it goes through, but is parallel, is y equals 3/5 x minus 5. On my next one here, I know that it goes through the point 1, -1, and it's parallel to y equals 4x minus 3, which means that it has a slope of 4. So we'll put our values in, put my x and y in. I haven't been doing this, but I could. -1 is equal to 4 times 1 plus b. That means -1 equals 4 plus b, and we get an answer we've actually already had. -5 is my y-intercept. But the equation is going to be 4x minus 5. For the last one, it needs to be parallel to y equals -8x plus 1, so I really care about that -8, and it goes through the point 1, 3. So 3 equals -8 times 1 plus b. -8 times 1 is -8, and we'll add 8 to both sides. I have a feeling this is what last week's problems were kind of meant to look like. Things that work out rather nicely. Still, it's a little bit of work, but numbers-wise, I got some good y-intercepts today. Anyways, hopefully some of that makes sense. If you have any questions, put them over there on the left. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day, and we will see you in class.